What's going on, y'all? So I'm doing a little bit of a different type of video today. I wanted to discuss the Totally Not Mark situation. For those who don't know, Totally Not Mark, who I have pictured right here, fellow content creator, covers animes and Dragon Ball videos like me. We talk once in a while, and we actually plan to do a documentary together in the future about Dragon Ball. I don't know if we're still going to do that, but we definitely planned on it. And that was down the road. Recently, he got into a situation, he's still in it right now, where his videos were blocked by Toei Animation. 160 videos were blocked from YouTube by Toei Animation. Now, this is something that he's not a stranger to it because he had a couple of his videos blocked before and I helped him through it, and so have I. So have a lot of us. If you're going to be covering anime on YouTube, even if you do everything right, even if you do everything legal, and I'll get into that here in a minute, they can still try to copyright claim you or try to block your videos worldwide because the YouTube content ID system is broken. People are saying that Toei is abusing the system, and they very much are. It's been this way for a very long time, and it's not just that company. Shueisha's done it before. Nintendo notoriously has done it. A lot of the Japanese companies have done it because their culture is very different from cultures outside of Japan. Now, I wanted to just say on a personal note that Toy Not Mark is my buddy and I want him to be okay. And I've been working with him behind the scenes, talking to my partner manager on YouTube, trying to get him managed so that way that'll help him kind of expedite this process. He's going to get his videos back. It's going to happen. The problem is when. Mark, and rightfully so, is worried that it's going to take months, maybe years. And I'm a little bit more optimistic. I could be wrong. Maybe it will take that long. But if everything keeps going the way it's going, hopefully it'll be sooner than later. This has gotten the attention of people like PewDiePie. Philip DeFranco did a video on it. Attorneys have done videos on this. And I wanted to give my 2 cents because I've dealt with Toei before, but I wanted to give a little bit more backstory about Toei's history doing this. So you have to understand there's two Toei animations. There's Toei USA and Toei Japan. And Toei Not Mark is getting copyright blocked by Toei of Japan, not Toei USA. Now, Toei USA is still like a subdivision of Toei Japan. And Toei USA is the company that used to, I don't know if they still do this, but they used to copyright claim Team 4 Star and Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And even though Dragon Ball Z Abridged technically would fall under a parody, because they're using Dragon Ball Z footage, that kind of leans towards Toei's favor. Now, understand, I'm not an attorney. I'm not. But I do have a lawyer. And we've had long conversations about this, not about Team 4 Star, but about fair use and kind of what's right and what's wrong. And what Totally Not Mark does on YouTube does fall under fair use because although he does use footage and clips from anime that he didn't produce, it's transformative enough to where it would fall under fair use because the fair use guidelines dictate that if it's a criticism, a parody, or a narrative, if you're explaining something or educating somebody on something, it's fair use. Same thing with the kind of videos that I make here on this channel. I do videos explaining things in Dragon Ball, giving my opinion. You never see me upload like, Dragon Ball Z episode 1, the full episode. That would not be fair use. But we technically just go in and we kind of give our thoughts on Dragon Ball or One Piece or whatever you happen to talk about. And in theory, that based on US law, which is where YouTube is located in the United States, and thus me and Mark and everybody else has to abide by their laws, it would fall under fair use. The thing with Toei, and I want people to really understand this, is that Mark, I think, took this a little bit personally, which I don't blame him for. I don't blame him one bit for this because this is his livelihood. Same thing with mine and lots of other people who you watch on here. But it wasn't that Toei was targeting him specifically because they don't like his opinions or they don't like him. That's not what's going on here. Toei is not prejudiced when it comes to who they target because they've gone after a lot of people. I've had copyright issues in the past. Unreal Lens had copyright issues in the past. I mentioned Team 4 Star. Like, it's not that they dislike Mark as a person or they don't like his opinions. It's that somebody at Toei, and this is my This is my, I guess you can say, speculation based on what I know about Toei Animation. Trust me, I know more than the average person because I have friends that work there. Toei, it's not that they targeted Mark specifically because they don't like him. It's that somebody at Toei, probably an intern or somebody kind of at the lower level, not a top executive, found his channel, found that there was clips of anime on it, and just went ahead and struck everything. They just went down the list of all his videos, or as many as they could find. And this is proven in his video when he talked about how he got claims one after another within minutes, seconds of each other. So there's no way that Toei could have watched the videos to see if they're fair use or not. It's impossible. They couldn't have done that. So somebody just saw his channel. Because you have to understand, when you work for a corporation on YouTube or a corporation that has content, the screen that you see is not what we see as creators. Like the way that they copyright claim people, they have their own sort of dashboard or whatever you want to call it. And this Toei executive or rep, I'm gonna say rep, they found his channel and they just went boom, 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 boom. The same thing happened to me with Shueisha back in 2018, where I almost lost my channel because I got 3 copyright strikes. In Mark's case, he didn't get any strikes; he got his videos blocked. So the good news is that he can upload content still. He can still make videos, still make a living, but his older videos are just not going to be up until they go up. You know, they're taken down, they're blocked temporarily. They will eventually go back up. I'm confident they'll go back up. I know he's feeling kind of bummed out about it. You know, I do reach out to him once in a while to see how he's doing. At least I did this morning. Because, you know, it's been a crazy couple of days. I mean, we got big YouTubers. This is a big deal, and not the first time it's happened. You know, companies abuse the YouTube content ID system. You know, they sit there and they just block whatever they want. And I distinctly remember YouTube saying, and I don't know if y'all remember this, but I distinctly remember years ago YouTube saying that if companies abuse the YouTube copyright system and false flag people, that they will eventually lose their right to do that. And in my opinion, I feel like this situation with Mark should be enough. Do I have a personal vendetta against Toei? I don't. But I've had issues with Toei in the past. And some of it is my fault. I've given away inside information about Toei before. I've given away the end of the Broly movie here days before the Japanese even saw it, a week before the Japanese saw it. I had exclusive spoilers for that. I gave away they were working on Dragon Ball Super in 2019, which did get postponed, but I still talked about it. I got in nuclear heat with them over that, and they're not huge fans of mine. But that's the USA office. The Japanese office doesn't really care about the difference between Geekdom 101, Totally Not Mark, you know, C Reacts. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just see content they think matches up with theirs and they just click it, go down the list. And that's what happened to Mark. It wasn't that they were specifically targeting him for that reason. It's just that somebody in there just saw his channel and said, okay, let me get my quota. Seth the programmer made a joke about this too, about how they want to fill out their quota. He's not entirely wrong. Unfortunately, the situation here is that every time that you get a copyright strike from Toei, and I'm telling you all this so that you know, if you fight the strike in the YouTube system, literally 99% of the time you win. Because what they have to do to continue the copyright system is they have to send a letter to YouTube telling them they're going to sue you. And Toei never sues people on this. They never have. They've never. Toei has never sued a content creator on YouTube. It's never happened in history. Quamman, Black and Fist, me, we've all dealt with this before. Totally Now Mark even has. They never do it. He even said it in his video. So what you have to do is you have to kind of do the counter notification, write that it's fair use, and over time, it could take a month, your content comes back. Always. This is always the case. Unfortunately, in Mark's situation now, it's 160 videos. And there's no method currently on YouTube to where you can counter everything. He has to go individually, one by one, and send a counter notification. And usually what happens is Toei will deny it. Then you have to send another counter, and then that's when they have to send a letter to YouTube, and they never do. So it's a lot of pointless busy work that Mark shouldn't have to do. It's a lot. It's just a lot of pointless busy work. You're clicking around, and it's not like hard work, like you're stressed out, but it's 160 or 120 or however many 120 videos. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of clicking. And I actually gave Mark last year like this script that I use whenever I get one of these, and every time I use the script, boom, I win. He's probably using it or modifying it to his own thing. It always works, but your content has to actually be fair use. If you're doing content where you're using some clips, a little bit here, a little bit there, some footage and some panels or whatever, that's fair use. If you're talking over it like I do, like he does, you're giving your opinion, you're explaining things, that's all fair use. By law, we're protected by that. And he is too. So he's not going to end up getting in any legal problems. Toei's not going to sue him. That would be an embarrassment to that company if they tried. He can't really sue them though because it would probably cost him more money to do that than it's even worth doing because he already kind of said like, I'm having trouble. I don't want to lose my business. So he's going to have to really be cautious of what he spends his money on. That's his business, not mine. He's not going to sue. I mean, we're talking about minimum 10 grand to even begin the legal process against a corporation like Toei. It's that serious. It's not going to happen. The problem here is YouTube. The problem is that YouTube, from day one, well, maybe not from day one, but ever since YouTube got in trouble with the music business back in like 2009, 2010, they have been so scared of corporations that they always let the corporations win the copyrights. Or not win, but they always let them get away with this, with just blocking and striking. Thank God, because a couple years ago, Mark would have already been off the platform. They had a rule where if you got three copyright strikes, you're gone. And they've gotten rid of that rule now. Now you have to get five and they have to be legitimate. You have to be all real. In this case, he's got like 120 blocks, not strikes, blocks, in which case the content's blocked, but he doesn't have a strike on his channel, so he'll still be able to upload. That's different. And so because of that, his business will continue. Like he'll still be able to upload. But back in the day, he would have been curtains. However, I feel like the YouTube system needs to evolve now to stop these companies from blocking multiple videos and give us at least a way to multi-batch counter these so that way they all get countered at once and Toei would have to then at that point say, are you going to sue me or not? And they never do. It's a hard time for Mark. It's really like, it's scary. Like, I've been there. Like, where he's at, I watched his video. I wouldn't have done it the way he did it, but I've been there before because it is a scary situation. But it's also one that I think he will overcome. And I'm really happy that the anime fandom and just the YouTube sphere has come together for this because I'm not a big fan of Toei Animation, what they have become. Toei of the 80s and 90s gave us so much entertainment from Super Sentai to Dragon Ball to Sailor Moon to so much anime and manga and Japanese shows, Kamen Rider. I love that stuff. Toei's the Disney of Japan. But this is too much. And somebody at Toei needs to get an email, like an executive from YouTube saying, listen, you need to be real careful who you block because now you're taking advantage of the system. It needs to happen. I know there's a cultural difference here and there, but something needs to happen from YouTube legal. And I don't know if it ever will, but it needs to happen to where these companies know, like, listen, if you really believe that it's a copyright problem, go ahead, but you better make sure you're right because you're wasting our time and our resources. Same thing with Mark. Like Mark is super stressed out over this. And it's the holidays. He shouldn't be. Hopefully he'll calm down and hopefully things will get better on his end. I'm definitely on his side. I'm still talking to my people to try and get him managed. Because then that way it won't be so easy. But not every YouTuber gets managed. If you're a 50K YouTube channel or 25K, you're on your way up. This could happen to you. It could happen to anybody. Even if you have one picture videos, happened to me. One picture, they can still nail it. Happened to Prince Vegeta, what, 2 weeks ago? He talked to me about it then too. We talked about it. So it's like, I just want y'all to understand that Mark's going to be okay. Support him. Support all of your favorite content creators, not just me. Support anybody who you like. And remember that these corporations do take advantage of stuff, but I don't know if it's a malicious intent towards him, but it's just they don't understand that these things are not what they think they are. And if it took 2 seconds to actually watch his content, they would know what it really was. But it's probably some intern who just got hired, doesn't know what they're doing, and it happens. Like I told you, it's happened to everybody. So I wish him the best, and I wish y'all the best today. Big video coming out tomorrow here on the channel. I hope you're going to be back for that. I hope you like the new layout for these talk videos. But I will be in contact with Mark probably all weekend if he'll respond to me. See how he's doing. Try and get my manager to help him out. I already put him in the list of creators that are going to be managed. Hopefully they'll do it. In which case it'll be easier, but it's still a pain in the ass. But it's just something that you have to deal with when you do YouTube. It's like if you go and you do a construction job, you might get killed on the job. If you're driving Uber, you might get into an accident. If you're doing YouTube, you might get copyright problems. It's just the dangers of doing this for a living. He knows that, I know that, you know that, but we will overcome this as a community. I'll talk to you soon.